My name is Emily Munguia, and my three topics to talk about were defining psychology, defining development psychology, and prenatal development. This is my one page that I wrote. Psychology is a study of the mind, the brain, and how we feel and how we react to certain situations. That being said, the mind, the brain, and how we feel and how we react is, of course, a part of the psychology. And there's many different types of psychologies, such as development psychology. Development psychology is a scientific study on how people change, grow, and adapt throughout our lives, as well as we change and we all blossom from youth to adolescence. We grow as people. People develop emotions at a very young age, and we are more in tune with our emotions around like 5-6 years old. We are more connected with our emotions. We know why we are hurt. We know why we feel sad or why we're excited about something. Even toddlers get the same way as well. They know why they get happy. They know why they are sad. They know why they are down, why they feel mad about something. We all develop differently, but we all have emotions at a very young age. Motor skill development is a process of improving, eventually turns into being more efficient when performing tasks, such as work, sports, school, and other activities that are not listed on here. Such as work. We start a new job, and whenever we start a new job, of course, we're all scared, we're nervous, we're overwhelmed with what we're doing or what the task is. But over time, you are able to develop that task and you are skilled at that task. Same goes for the school. Whenever you're in school, not everybody is into school. Not everybody wants to continue to do school. And not a lot of people actually do like doing school. But for the people that do and for the people that don't, and you always start somewhere and eventually you just keep on growing and you're able to have knowledge on what is being said and what is being done around and in the class environment. The gym goes the same way. Everybody starts somewhere in the gym. When being in the gym, you go in and it can be your first time and you don't know how to work a machine, or you don't know how to do a certain workout, and you don't know how to do the proper postures. It is all new to you. Of course, over time, you are able to be skilled in this, and it can take time. It could take a week. It could take 2 months. It could take 3 months. Everybody develops differently. Everybody moves at their own pace. Not everybody moves at the same pace. So everybody has their motor skills in their own type of way. Prenatal development is the process of the fetus developing in the womb from which the fetus is conceived up until the baby is born. There are many different stages. There is many different stages in this, and with that being said, it's a 4-week stage, a 5-week stage, 6-week stage. Each week is a different week, and it is a very important step each week for the baby, because the fetus grows very quickly in the stomach and the womb of the mother. Then there is a 16-week mark. The 16-week mark is a very safe zone for the mother and it is a very safe zone for the mother and for the fetus as well, because it is very scary before the 16-week mark. From the minute the baby is conceived up until the 16-week mark, the baby can pass away in the womb. Miscarriages can occur. Complications can occur in her pregnancy, and it can be very risky. And that's why they say the 16-week mark is a very important, and that is a safe zone for the mother and for the fetus, as the mother can lose a child. Many things can impact prenatal development, such as dieting. Dieting is one important thing that can really affect the prenatal development, meaning your dieting can be poor, your dieting can be good. It has its pros and cons on both sides, which you can be lacking a certain nutrition on one end and on the other end as well, and it can cause complications as well, or a little setback during the prenatal development. The conditions of the mother's health is also another thing in prenatal development that is very important to ensure that it is like maintained. With the doctor, you can speak with the doctor. The doctors always know the mother's conditions, and if not, the mothers do tend to let the doctors know what is going on, such as diabetes can be one, low iron could be another thing. There's many different conditions that a mother can have, many different health problems that can be in place, and it is important to let the doctor know, or the doctor must know, because it can protect the mother and it can protect the fetus as well. Because one example, diabetes can cause a person to have more complications on being able to conceive a child, and the same goes for people with low iron. It can be hard to conceive a child, as well as people can develop low iron while being pregnant, and while being pregnant it can cause complications in the long run. During birth, it can cause complications as well. I actually had a family member that had complications due to low iron when giving birth, and that's why it is very important. They do have prenatal pills, and it is a thing for mothers to take prenatal pills when pregnant, because it can help have the nutritions that the mother needs, and to ensure that the baby is getting the nutritions that is most definitely needed for them. Sometimes with this, a mother can lose their baby with health complications, and of course it is very devastating on the mother, and it can, of course, it's going to be painful on the mother's body as well. The baby grows in the womb at a rapid pace within the 36 weeks that the mother holds the baby. And it is very important to ensure that the mother is getting her nutritions that are needed. Psychology, back onto psychology. Psychology is a very important word that is needed to be learned over time, because it is a part of our body. It is a part of the human body that we definitely need to be knowledgeable in, such as knowing our mind, studying our brain, studying how we feel, studying how we think, studying how we react to certain situations. Some may react to certain situations in a certain way, opposed to another person may react to a certain situation in a different way. And this does have a long-term effect as to, it can also be the way a student, it can be a way that a person has been brought up, and the way they were raised by their parent, opposed to another student being raised in a happy environment, and there's a student that was raised in a toxic environment, and it makes it very hard, because this student might react a certain way, student B could react a certain way, opposed to them reacting the same, because not everybody will react the same. Everybody handles a situation differently, and that's why I am here to say a happy environment and a toxic environment can really have a big long-term effect on people. And it goes good with the psychology, due to a toxic environment can make somebody react to something in an angry way, opposed to in a happy environment they react to something in a happy way. And they don't react so hostile or so angry about a certain situation. They're more mellow and able to handle it in a proper way as to other students that do not. Back onto development psychology, it is how people change, how we grow, and how we adapt to our life changes. So starting from when we are fetuses, we grow a certain way, we adapt to things a certain way. We don't adapt to them all the same way. We grow into a toddler stage. We're youth, and then teenage years, and then our adolescence years. And we have to adapt to everything all at a rapid pace in a way. Not everything is slowed down, and we have to react to everything in a timely manner as well, because these years go by very quickly. Teenage years is only about 6 years from when we are 13 to when we are 19. That's 16 years. Then we hit our 20s, and we are in our youth adult years, and then over time we do reach our adult years, and then we become elderly. And there's many different stages that take place in the development psychology, and it is very important to know these things. Motor skill development, like I said, it is a process of improving. And by improving is a very good thing to have stated, because over time we do improve in skills that we do, such as if you're playing soccer, over time you improve. You're not going to be the same that you were in the beginning. You're not going to kick the ball or have footwork movement the same way that you did in the beginning. The same with playing basketball. You're not going to dribble the ball the way that you did in the beginning when you first started the sport. You're going to go with the sport in a different way. You will not go with the sport the way that you did when you first started. You eventually improve, and when improving, some people take it, of course, hardcore, as some students do, and become athletes for this and go pro in the sport as well. And the same goes for being in the gym. You will not touch an equipment the way that you did in the very beginning. You grab things differently. You are able to go about things differently when you go inside the gym. Some people do have anxiety when going to the gym, and over time you do improve from it. You overcome the anxiety. You are able to go about it differently. You are able to be a strong person and go inside the gym. Like, you can do it, and you can move forward and not have to be so scared of going in the gym. Or it doesn't even have to be scared. You're just having anxiety because there's a lot of people around, and it can be overwhelming on some people. And not all people go through this, but some people do go through it. And motor skill development is a very big thing when learning your psychology, because like I said, there's many different psychologies, and that one was one of them. And that is a topic that I decided that I'm going to do. I was assigned to this topic. So knowing these things are very important, and I would go with development psychology is extremely important, and prenatal development are extremely important to know as we do become older, and it can be something that can be learned as a young child as well. Many different people learn things differently. I'm so sorry for the background noise. I apologize. But that is the 3 topics that I decided to talk about today. This was my one page that I did, and my name is Emily here, and this is everything I had to talk about today. I still have a few more things to talk about on these topics. So when the fetus is conceived, that is when prenatal development starts. So from the very moment the baby is conceived, and the mother might not be knowing that they're pregnant at the time, they might not find out till 4 weeks later, 3 weeks later. It can vary from different ranges on when the mother finds out that she is conceiving a child and growing a child in her womb. It can vary for different people, but there is different and many different stages that, of course, throughout the pregnancy are very important stages for the mother and for the fetus as well. The fetus can, one of the most important things that a lot of the doctors do say is a 16-week mark. The 16-week mark is a very scary week to get up until, such as from the minute the baby's conceived up to the 16-week mark. It can be very scary for many mothers. It can be very scary for the father as well, especially if they've gone through these things many times, or it can even be the first time. It's very scary for many people around the entire world, because I went through this as well, and it can be very scary, and it can be sensitive for many people as well. And this was actually a very sensitive topic for me as well, and I'm sorry if I stuttered or messed up on some of my stuff. It's kind of a touchy topic for me to take on, so thank y'all.